Good evening, campers. We're acquainting curious volumes. My name is James, and I have been tagged. Well, I haven't been tagged. I'm lying. I'm stealing. It's stolen valor. I have not been tagged by anyone, but I watched a video from the great Kieran of KD Books, the Welsh wild man of BookTube. He's been taken a break for a couple of months, but he seems like he's back to BookTube, and he has done a tag. He's created a tag called the Book Tag, the sequel to itself tag. Who am I to complain about something being confusingly named? But I thought I would do this. It looks like a lot of fun. I don't know. I don't know if it's fun. Maybe it won't be fun. Look, I'm going to answer the questions. That's what you do when you're tagged. I haven't been tagged, but I'm doing the tag. I'm going to tag other people. So let's see. Prompt number one: do you feel obliged to read? I will say I don't feel obliged to read. I feel privileged to read. I like to read. I enjoy reading. So it's not like I never feel like I need to get through a book unless I have some assignment. If I'm reviewing a book, if I've agreed to review a book, which doesn't happen that often, but it does happen, then I will feel obliged to read it so that I can write about it in a timely manner. But generally, no, I like reading, and it's, yeah. I think these are all sort of in the context of BookTube, is what he means. Let's see, number two, numbers aren't everything. Agree? Disagree? I doubt he's going to get many people saying they disagree that numbers are everything. There might be some people who feel that way. I don't think you'll find many in kind of this part of BookTube, but and I don't think anyone who does feel that way would say that they feel that way. But I will tell you the truth. I honestly don't feel that numbers are everything, or I would have stopped wasting my time on this unremunerative activity long ago. Number three, do you feel pigeonholed? Do you feel you need to make content on certain things? I do not feel pigeonholed at all. I do what I do, basically. Sometimes, if there's a pigeonhole, if I feel an obligation to make content on a certain topic, it's usually something that I have imposed on myself. So when I created October, the BookTube reading event where we read cephalopod books, I felt, I felt obliged to read and make content on cephalopod books just because I said, hey, everybody, let's read a bunch of cephalopod books. It'd be a little weird and creepy of me to just like sit back and only post about Dune for a month while everyone else was doing my idea, right? I guess that's a kind of an obligation, but it's one that I created for myself, and I created that obligation because I was curious about it, and I wanted kind of a little of an extra spur to read these cephalopod books and to digest them and share my thoughts on them with you. So. Yeah, so I guess it is an obligation. I guess it is a pigeonhole, but it's a temporary one, and it's one that I've created, right? So, and if sometimes I feel like I have to make a Poetry Thursday video, though I haven't made one for several weeks. So yeah, obviously I don't feel pigeonholed to do that. I don't have a particular genre or niche. I think that I range. I have a fairly eclectic range of things that I will read, so it's not like people are expecting me to do all Victorians or canonical classics or fantasy or anything like that. I guess if I started doing a bunch of fantasy books, people would 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 be surprised because I don't usually do that. But anyway, yeah. Let's see. Are you reading for the algorithm? Um, no, I'm not reading for the algorithm. I don't think anyone is going to say that they are reading for the algorithm. There's probably algorithmic things that are pushing me, whether I realize it or not, and whether I am aware that I'm uh, succumbing to that influence or not. Certainly, I mean, it's 2025 and I'm on the internet, so probably. But I mean, there's a way of being sort of algorithm aware without being algorithm, trying to play the algorithm's game, as it were. So to be aware of some of the things about how the YouTube algorithm works doesn't mean that you have to run your channel according to its desires, the things that it tries to promote, right? So I know from things that I've read or heard from other creators that, for example, if you don't have a niche, or if you start to wander too far off from things that are popular on your channel, right? Okay, so I made a video that, if I make a video that gets several thousand views, more than I usually get, right? I should try and make another video like that. If I make a video and the algorithm will show those videos to more people, right? If I make a video that gets like significantly fewer views than I usually get, the algorithm doesn't like that, and it will say this guy is not doing stuff people like. Even his subscribers don't like it. We're not going to show this to as many people, right? So according to that, I shouldn't make Poetry Thursday videos because they don't get a lot of views. And I should make more videos with vaguely clickbaity titles that have numbers that seem like lists, right? And or the video that I have got the most views on this channel was here's why you haven't read the classics, right? So I mean that's a title. If I see that title, I'm going to click on it. That it's a little clickbaity, but it was actually, I tried to deliver on what I was advertising, right? And it got a fair amount of traffic. It got a number of people in my comment section who were not familiar with my channel and seemed to take it in a way other than I intended. That's fine. And I got some subscribers from it, so that that's nice. But if I were to do what the algorithm wants, I would make a whole bunch more videos like of that nature, and I haven't. So anyway, what's so that's being algorithm aware without being algorithm driven, I suppose. And I think a lot of, before I move on, I think a lot of the kind of, when we have a little contretemps, a little bit of what passes for drama in this part of BookTube, it's often been because people have different attitudes as pertains to the algorithm. They have different levels of algorithm awareness and algorithm orientation, right? How much they know about it, how much they care, they run their channel to try and manipulate it or to try and conform to it, right? So, and you can set your individual levels differently, and you can calibrate them as you go, right? How much you're going to care about that, and it doesn't mean that you're not doing a good channel. It doesn't mean that you're missing the point or being deceitful or anything like that. But sometimes people's different expectations will lead them to have disagreements about that, and sometimes it will. Sometimes it boils over, but usually it doesn't, because who cares, right? Right? No one's making a whole bunch of money off of this thing, and if you are, you're mistaken. You should be doing a different niche. You should be doing finance, personal finance. something like that. Let's see. Next prompt, last prompt. What's the worst part of content creation for books? I assume that Kieran from Katie Books means what is the worst part of making YouTube content about books? I don't I don't know that there is a worst part because I haven't found too many bad parts of it, and I think maybe the things that for me are sometimes troubling are just things about my personality, right? My subscriber count has barely budged for months, which feels a little peculiar to me. I'm not trying to grow my channel to be huge. I'm not trying to make any money off of this. I am trying to I look, I would like to be, I've said this before, I would like to be monetized to the point where I get enough that it pays for a YouTube premium subscription because I hate watching these freaking ads on YouTube. And they just keep getting worse and worse and there's more and more of them all the time and they make them harder to skip and I feel like okay, see this is okay, here's what's the worst part about content creation for books. I don't know about other platforms, right? Uh, but YouTube more and more feels like it hates me, like it's against me. Not because it's not showing my videos to people. I think it's not, but that's fine, right? I do what I do, and it does what it does. But because it keeps showing me these same freaking ads that have nothing to do with my life. There's this one product, and I'm not going to say it, but I get an ad for it approximately 100 times a day. I am never going to buy it. Not even out of any kind of pique or annoyance that I'm being marketed to. It's not a product that I would. Okay, let's just to give you an example. Let's say it's uh, they're advertising baby shoes for me, right? Do I have a baby? No. And even if I had a baby, in the length of time, the time spent that they've been showing me ads for this product, my child would have grown up. Okay, that's not the product, but you get the idea, right? I have no use. I am not a person who would buy this under any circumstances, and they keep showing it to me over and over and over. Right? Um. Yeah. So just you know, and there's a jewelry company that keeps showing me ads. I did actually buy some jewelry from them for my wife, and so I guess they got my number there. But yeah, I think the thing that I struggle with is some of the things about YouTube and the product. Like why can't YouTube do the thing that StreamYard does? Why do I have to use StreamYard to go live with someone else? Well, you can go live with someone else, but you have to do it on your phone, not on a computer. Why? Why do I have to do that? Um, anyway, this is YouTube is run by Google. They have people who know how to program computers and can make products, right? Right? Anyway, I guess that's it. Messing and this so you see this is why I'm not I'm not I don't edit my videos because I have enough frustration using the technology that I absolutely have to use. Anyway, yeah, I guess that's the worst part of it is having to think about all the technological um, parts of it. I just want a seamless connection between myself and my blather and people who have some curiosity about my blather for some reason or a tolerance for it. Yeah, but I mean, look, it's been a lot of fun to make friends and to get to know people from all over the country, all over the world. So BookTube is has been definitely and almost completely unalloyed positive in my life. So I will leave it at that. And I'm going to tag some people. I'm going to tag my friend Randy Ray. I'm going to tag Book Chat with Pat. I'll tag David Novak. And I'll tag three relatively new channels that you should check out. One is Books Off the Beaten Path with Meg Purdue. Another is As I Lay Reading with the host Elizabeth and Violet's Book Days. Three relatively new channels that I think are definitely worth checking out if you like the kind of nonsense that I do. So thanks for watching. Bye.